Today, I want to talk about something that a lot of people are buzzing about. Jerusalem and how it's gearing up for Jesus' return. Now, I know that sounds like a pretty big claim, but stick with me because there's a lot to unpack here. If you've ever heard people talk about prophecy, the second coming, or the idea that big things are happening in Israel, this is what they're referring to. So according to Christian prophecy, Jesus is supposed to come back to the Mount of Olives. That's a ridge just east of Jerusalem. And when he does, things are going to get wild. The book of Zechariah, one of those intense prophecy books in the Old Testament, says that when Jesus' feet touch the mountain, it's literally going to split in two, creating a massive valley. I mean, talk about a dramatic entrance. That moment is supposed to trigger a whole series of major events, armies gathering to fight over Jerusalem, divine intervention, and ultimately, Jesus establishing God's kingdom on earth. No small thing, right? Now here's where things get even more interesting. A lot of Christians, including members of the LDS Church, aka the Mormons, believe that a crucial part of all this is rebuilding the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. This would be the third temple. The first one was built by King Solomon, but got destroyed in 586 BC by the Babylonians. Then, under Persian rule, a second one was built, which stood during Jesus' time. But the Romans took it down in 70 AD. Since then, no Jewish temple has been rebuilt there. But according to prophecy, it's supposed to happen before Jesus returns. And here's a twist. The LDS Church believes there won't just be one temple, but two. One in Jerusalem, which makes sense, and another in Independence, Missouri. Yeah, you heard that right, Missouri. According to their teachings, Jesus will reign from both places. That's not something you hear every day. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. People have been debating for ages whether these prophecies are symbolic or if they're actually unfolding right now. And when you look at recent history, some things do seem to line up. One big prophecy says that before Jesus comes back, the Jewish people need to return to Israel. Well, guess what? That happened. Israel became a country in 1948, and now over 6 million Jews live there. Another prophecy talks about Jerusalem being rebuilt and thriving. Check. It's a booming city, and Jewish people from all over have helped fund its development, pouring in over $1 billion. The last big piece, the third temple. That one's still pending, but efforts to make it happen are already in motion. Believe it or not, back in 1841, an LDS leader named Orson Hyde went to Jerusalem and dedicated the land for the Jewish people to return. At the time, only about 5,000 Jews were living in all of Palestine. Fast forward to today, and millions are there. Whether you see that as a prophecy coming true, or just a natural migration, it's a pretty big deal. Now, here's where things get tricky. The temple isn't just going to pop up out of nowhere. A lot of Christians believe that the people who build it need to be Jews who recognize Jesus as the Messiah. That's a challenge, because mainstream Judaism doesn't accept Jesus in that role. But there are groups, Messianic Jews for example, who believe in both Jesus and Jewish traditions. Could they be the ones to make it happen when the time is right? Maybe. Meanwhile, there are organizations in Israel already preparing for the temple's construction. The Temple Institute, for example, has been working on making sacred temple items, training priests, and even putting together blueprints. The biggest obstacle? The location. The third temple is supposed to go on the Temple Mount, which is currently home to the Dome of the Rock, one of the most important Islamic sites in the world. That's a pretty serious complication. And any attempt to build on that land would create massive political and religious conflicts.
Jerusalem isn't just a city, it's a mystery waiting to unfold. And this is just the beginning. We're bringing facts about the Jerusalem, its history, secrets, and sacred significance. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned as we continue to explore the untold stories of the Holy City. This is not just history, it's prophecy in motion. Keep watching. Keep wondering. Jerusalem awaits.